Howdy scrappers. Well, today I'm going to do what I call a e-waste autopsy, and I'm going to pull apart what I thought was a generic run-of-the-mill vacuum cleaner until I turned it around and found that it's actually a Miele. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's a model S5311. Okay, so because it's made in Germany, it may actually have copper in the motor instead of aluminium. So most of these do have aluminium that you pick up on the nature strip, but this one I am not sure about. So yeah, I'll get stuck into it. Okay, so as a typical nature strip find, or oven roadkill as I call them, tail has been docked, the cord was cut off. So yeah, the most of the copper will be, if there's any, will be in the actual motor itself. However, this thing's it's pretty well made. It's got lots of different little things that unclip so you can get right in there. And I think I'll be donating that to a person who makes plastic models. Quite a few people in the hobby industry who make things like that, dioramas and stuff. Yeah, every now and again they'll come around and just see what I've got in my potential diorama bucket, and yeah, they're welcome to go and grab whatever they want. Of course, you know, they trade me something for it, but that's just the way it works in the barter system. Okay, now I'll try and get through all this plastic and get to the good stuff, which is the motor, hopefully. Okay, so after playing hide and seek with these screws and amongst all this plastic for the last 10 minutes or so, I finally found out that if you get these wheels and you pop that wheel off, there is a hidden screw underneath there. Okay, so that's going to save a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of swearing. So, all right, I'll move on to the next step. So it turns out there wasn't one, there was actually two screws. Oh, by the way, T15, guys, two if you need to know. That's the size torque screwdriver you need to take them out. The fact that they've got two on, and it's so well made, is probably why these wheels were still on. These wheels were still on the vacuum cleaner, because quite often you'll get one of these and one of these wheels will be missing, but this one had all three. They were not coming off without mechanical intervention. Okay, so this is a pretty basic setup where you have this little Ferris wheel here is actually for where the extendable cord is actually stored, where it's rolled up, and there probably will be a bit of a metal spring in there, like a tension spring, to actually, that's what brings the cord in on its own accord. Now this is normally where the vacuum motor is. However, this one's a bit different to most of the other ones. They normally have cheap steel casing. This one has a solid plastic one, which looks like maybe ABS, which is a much harder plastic. ABS is what modern Lego is made out of, by the way. If anyone's ever stepped on Lego, you know that that stuff is not forgiving. All right, so time to open up the treasure chest at the end of this adventure and see if we're getting a payout. Okay, so that took about half an hour all up, and the white plastic, which I'm not sure whether it's ABS or not, it feels a lot like Bakelite, although it probably won't be Bakelite. It'll be some sort of modern formula to simulate Bakelite. For those that don't know, Bakelite's just a very, very, like the first plastic. It was it was quite old and hard, and yeah, just if you're really interested, go Google it. It's the old black phones were used to made out. Well, we're talking, you know, old phones. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so out of that, so the e-waste autopsy, we come up with just over 50 grams worth of domestic aluminium, which is virtually nothing. And it was copper indeed. So yeah, that paid off, so to speak. Just a smidgen under 200 grams of lacquered or Venetian, no, sorry, not Venetians, varnished copper. And of course you get the rotor, which, you know, may actually go in as like electric motors and things like that. So it did have 608s on each end, which is the most common bearing, and a tiny bit of insize as well. So, all right. So what I do with that is basically it's all got its own buckets to go in. So domestic aluminium there, and that's where the lacquered or varnished copper goes. I used to call them twist. Now I call them yabbies. So I've got a bucket of yabbies down there. So these four will add to that, and yeah, it does add up. It gets quite heavy, and basically wait till the price of copper's up, or wait until you desperately need to pay a bill. They're the two main reasons for cashing in copper. All right, thanks guys, hope you liked it.